Yeah, Lana, super excited to get into our 2 month call. And I've been talking to Brooke a bunch on the back end, and she's just like, Alana's good. Alana's rolling, we're chugging away. And I see you've lost 10 pounds in 10
Mhm.
weeks, right? It's been about 10 weeks since we started the program, which is phenomenal, right? Like, and our goal isn't even fully weight loss right now, but you're losing about a pound a week. How are you feeling? What are like your overall insights, any revelations or things that you're, realizing about your journey, about yourself, about, the program?
Mhm. Feeling confident actually. No matter, what tribulations kind of come, whether it be sickness or, like run-ins with my little one and just, her figuring out her life or even like some personal things going on. I think this is something that's just been good to run to and it's a healthy outlet. It's something that I haven't had in a while, actually. Just outside of like being comfortable in the four walls of my home. Definitely a safe space, between Coach Brooke. And it's been a big boost in my confidence.
Yeah.
Although like, I'm sending my weekly check-in pictures, I'm looking back at them and I feel motivated, to look at them versus looking at them and just being like, oh my God, like that's my body. Instead, it's like a change of tone and it's like, oh my God, like I did that. Like
Yeah.
this is my new body that I'm coming out of. Like postpartum and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And I think the biggest thing that I've actually just had this conversation with Coach Brooke too is my confidence in the gym as well, like my presence in the gym.
Yeah.
Just this past week, Micah and I hit the gym and it was super crowded. And normally I'm looking for him, just for like that sense of security. Like, is he in, like the bounds if like I need him or if, anything was to happen. But this past time I was like, I he stayed in the back to stretch. I just walked off. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
what? I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I'm
kill
doing
my
my thing.
squats. Yeah, I was like, I got a good quad day. I'm gonna kill these Bulgarians. I went up in weight. My load's a lot heavier than what it started with. And I told Brooke my anxiety was like about a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
And normally I'm letting this huge crowd like get the best of me, like, oh my God, all these eyes are around me, all these, the presence of just like other individuals in the gym. But at this time I was just like, I felt alone, just where I was working out, what station I was at. I just did what I needed to do. I pushed to failure. And that's something I'm normally so scared of to do, especially on quad day. And I told Brooke I walked out and I felt like that was like my best quad workout that I've had in a while. And it was in a crowded gym. Like
I,
that's
I
just,
love that.
yeah.
And I mean, those are huge wins. Those two wins. The first one is loving yourself every step of the way, right? Like
Hmm.
seeing your weekly progress, seeing things move, and like while you're not where you want to be at for your end goal, you're like, proud of yourself and you're seeing the changes. And like if you can, really fall in love with the process now and even, love yourself now, you're going to love yourself so much when you do see that crazy transformation, however long down the road, 6 months, 12 months, even past that, as you continue your journey. Like that's something that so many people don't focus on. They're just
Hmm.
constantly like, oh, I just want to look better, and oh, another couple weeks I'll look better, and like, they're talking negatively about themselves when they see their photos or in the mirror. But no, you're like, let's go. Like you're counting the
Hmm.
wins, and it's a competition versus yourself. Because
Hmm.
so many people, like, they don't focus on that, and then when they do get to the body of their dreams, or they finally whatever, get there, they still don't love how they look,
Right.
they never learned how to do it. They never learned to fall in
Right.
love with the process of it. And then the other piece too, I know that's been a big thing, is like gym anxiety and just feeling
Hmm.
confident in the gym, in your routine, knowing what exercises to do, not, caring about maybe other people that maybe even are judging or being, projecting their own crap onto you. I know you told me that one story
Hmm.
that was just like, what the hell? But yeah, that's true strength, because those two things right there, those are what's going to enable you to make this like a lifestyle and make this something that
Hmm.
you do for the rest of your life, because you're
Hmm.
starting to like really enjoy the journey of it, and those weekly and those daily times of yourself in the gym. And the more you lean into it, like the more confidence you're going to build. And it's just, I mean,
Right.
it's only been like we said, 10 weeks and you've
Mhm.
lost 10 pounds and you've overcome, and you're back, you're fighting through the gym anxiety and you're getting, the confidence there. How's everything going like with your nutrition? I know there's been struggles too, and just like life in general, things curveballs thrown at
Mhm.
you, and like tracking macros is something new and all of that. Prioritizing this amount of protein. We're at 120 grams of protein. So, uh,
Yeah.
how's the food and your relationship with food going?
Um, Not much of a strain. I think it's still trying to hit my macros, but finding like healthy choice, the healthier choices, does that make sense? Like still being able to reach, the goal. So like my carbs has been, like a big struggle. And Brooke is really great with just reminding me, like, you can eat fruits,
Yeah,
you can have a juice, you can just let me know what you're craving. And I think sometimes I forget that because for wrestling, they were just like, ease up on the carbs, ease up on the carbs. And
yeah,
Brooke has just been a big turning point and like, no, like this time you're gonna love carbs. You're gonna trust in the
yeah.
carbs, you're gonna trust in what you're fueling
Trust
your body with. Yeah. So and that's been my biggest struggle, but I think I'm still just trying to find I guess you could say that healthy relationship. Like I turn to sweet potato fries. I've turned to like more blueberries, maybe, like sometimes in my day. So stuff like that. I'm still trying to find that side of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. And like that's the beauty of tracking macros and working out hard in the gym is because you
Hmm.
understand, how much energy you're burning, right? Based off of just,
Hmm.
your height, weight, your age, your body weight, all of that, and then how much you're exerting in the gym. So it's like you have that confidence to be like, no, okay, I know how much I'm burning. I know like I'm still in a calorie deficit and
Hmm.
I know I'm, working my butt off in the gym. Don't feel like you can't ever not have something, and don't
Hmm.
feel bad. Just like you're learning to love your step every step of the way through the check-in process and, watching your body transform. The same thing goes with your diet. Like, don't fear food. I want you to
Hmm.
always be in control, that's the old school method. That's what people say that like, just want to like the old school method is, yeah, just cut your carbs, just cut your carbs.
Right.
You'll lose weight.
Right.
Like, that's what people told me. That's how I initially started losing weight too and getting
Hmm.
lean. But it's not sustainable and especially when you're lifting hard, you need those carbs and it's all about your
Hmm.
numbers. So, and as you know, this is something that you're committing to like for life. Like this is a
Hmm.
lifestyle change and you're just going to keep getting better through time. It's like fine wine. You're just going to keep aging better like
Right.
fine wine. So, um, back to my point of if you want something and you've been, know you've been hitting your macros, you've been really on point, go have it. Now, if it becomes like every day, you're like craving this and you're, losing that discipline
Hmm.
around food, but basically, whatever. What's your favorite like cheat meal that like you've been like holding off on?
It's been like the local food, like Hawaiian food
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely that. But we haven't just like found a place yet that's, been like solid to us. So that's kind of the one thing I'm just like ready to dig in and I've been
yeah.
craving.
Hawaiian food is so good. Oh my God. I just can't get enough. It's just like so basic. But it's
Hmm.
just it hits.
You're
Uh
right.
I love the ribs. The ribs are the best.
Yes.
But anyway, go have it, like have a lighter breakfast, focus on protein.
Hmm.
I like to, when I'm gonna go have a big cheat meal, I mean, I have more calories than you, but um, I push my breakfast back a little bit, drink coffee, get busy and, let my food wait a little bit. And then I save more calories for the end of my day and go have, a
Hmm.
1,000 calorie meal. And if I'm a little over it, whatever. If your protein doesn't hit, whatever. Like again, this is a lifestyle switch and this is something you're committing to hitting the gym and taking care of yourself and tracking or getting better with your nutrition, all the things that we're doing for forever really. I mean, so
Right.
don't feel like one meal is going to mess you up, and it's really not. Sometimes it's good to go, have that meal and then go, go hit the gym the next morning, right, and use all
Right.
those carbs and that food as fuel. So anyway, like that's why we track our numbers so we can like have that confidence and understand like, no, I've been on point, like I've been killing it. One meal out isn't gonna doing anything. I mean,
Right.
the better in shape you get and the more your metabolism, gets fired up and whatnot, the more freedom
Mhm.
you have, like the more muscle you build, kind of like the better your body even handles food. So I mean, you saw some of the food we were eating on our trips. Like I kind of let myself go. Send me a picture of the Hawaiian food you choose to get.
Okay,
I,
I
like
will.
maybe haven't been, and you probably haven't been eating as much food because you've been sick. So you actually might be surprised your weight might be down. Um,
Yeah, it's actually been maintaining.
okay.
Yeah, I told Brooke this morning, I feel heavier, but when I get on the scale, I'm the same. But I have just been like kind of leaning towards water. Like my appetite's not there, but I know to just like kind of stay hydrated. I've been taking my allergy meds, so just trying to just keep up that way.
What any other wins that you feel like are becoming stronger, like around mindset or around obviously your strength in the gym too. That's another one that I didn't mention, but not only
Hmm.
more confident in the gym, but like you're like, I'm pushing more weight too, which is awesome.
Yeah, definitely pushing more weight. I was actually really scared to I call them the big girl weights. Like anything over the 30s, I'm like, those are big girl weights. Like, and it's GORL, not GIRL.
Oh no.
Yeah. So no, but I think another thing was really working on my form and
Yeah,
like the execution and the cues. And Brooke had told me like, hey, sometimes when you're going too light, like you're not hitting the right muscle group, or your body is just kind of going off of a whim, and it's like your body knows you're doing the motion, but the load's too light to where it's not recognizing what it needs to push on.
right. Yeah.
So I think that's what like really was like, okay, like if you're gonna do this, like you may as well make it worth it, and you're gonna pick up that way and you're just gonna do it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um
100%. It's so much
mhm.
mental, like lifting heavy and pushing past, that boundary of where you're comfortable is all up here. When you're going in, depending on whether it's a barbell or a dumbbell, right? Like
Right.
take your, you want to do your warm-up sets like we talk about and really get ready. So you're like, okay, I'm warm, my muscles are accustomed to the load, I'm ready to do this. So mentally preparing, right? And I like to actually visualize, like if I'm doing a barbell or I'm doing dumbbells, we'll just say for the case of this scenario, and I'm doing the hundreds or something real heavy, I'll even
Mhm.
just visualize when I'm sitting there and I'm breathing, getting ready,
Mhm.
like I'll visualize like the 45s like ingrained on the side. And I'll like
Right.
try to trick my mind into saying like, dude, these are so light. Cause like, the
Right.
power of belief is everything. So if you
Right.
believe and you got to trick yourself to believe it, like, so you're tricking yourself, oh, this is easy. Alana, you got this shit, girl. Like, like, come on, let's go, let's go. And I like to like literally, like I said, like see it in my mind, like 45. And it works, it helps.
Right.
Another thing is like, just stay tight. So when you go up to grab the weight or dumbbells or whatever, making sure that you're dropping your, lifting with your legs, keeping your
Mhm.
core tight, right? Because like sometimes that's the hardest part is just like getting the weight in position or like,
Yes.
doing your setup correctly and getting your
Right.
balance. So Bulgarians, for example, when you're going heavy on Bulgarians, you want to get that leg back up there. You want to get those weights, ready to go. You even want to
Mhm.
rehearse the movement. Like I'll, sit down and I'll do it without weight and I'll like practice without any weights and like, push through the heel and whatever.
Right.
So rehearsing the movement and really getting ready, like if it's a barbell on a squat, like really taking your time, getting yourself under there, getting those feet planted, stepping back. So anyway, like you almost want to treat it like a ritual and really slow it down.
Right.
Prepare your core, prepare your mind, and then
Right.
always just know how you're gonna bail, right? Like have
Mhm.
a way out of the lift and think that through. Like, okay, like if I can't get the rep and I don't have a spotter, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna just drop it? Am I gonna throw it to the side? Like, what am I gonna do with it? So that can help too,
Mhm.
right? Because you want to avoid injury. As long as you have a way out of it, there's not really any harm. It's not like it's dangerous.
Right.
It's more of, yeah, when people like get themselves into ways or scenarios where they can't drop the weight correctly or they don't have a good way to bail and then they could get hurt.
Right.
But yeah, like if you're lifting on those working sets and you're not struggling by rep 5, 6, you don't have that like, oh shit, okay, let's go. Like what did I get into? Then you're probably lifting too light, because if you
Yeah,
get
right.
to like 8 or 10 and you're like, oh, like I still got this, and you're not struggling, that means realistically you can push for another like four more. You could probably get 14 to 16, which you're
Mhm,
getting that many. So
mhm.
you really should start struggling around rep 6, rep 5, and just feel the weight. That's like Brooke said, like something I do is like I'll pick up the weight first and I'll feel it. That first rep, I'll really like sink into it and I'll be like, okay, wow, like I feel this weight. And that helps with the activation part.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, yeah, just
Yeah.
keep pushing yourself. Like I'd rather have you get less. I'd rather have you get 7 really good reps where you're like, whoa, that was crazy. And then like try to get 8 and then like bail, than
Yeah.
get like 14 or 13.
Right, right.
But I know that's so awesome that Brooke is so good with those form videos and with like critiquing it. And obviously she
She
knows her
is.
body a lot. So that's a part of our program I feel like doesn't get enough shine is like
Mhm,
the form and the training part piece of it, like the
mhm.
training videos, since it's obviously all online. So we're not in the gym with you. But it sounds like you're building more confidence and more knowledge, and you've been able to, excel with your form and your,
Mhm.
foundational pieces of lifting as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's another thing that I take most pride in. And then just going back to like the mindset thing. I would say like an 8 out of 10. I think in the beginning, when we had like our initial call as far as like onboarding and things, I think I expressed to you and Brooke how I want to look at my day like, oh, I have this much to do. It's like, no, like I'm gonna get, this done, or wow, like I got this done. So I think another thing that Brooke and I had talked about was your 100% every day looks different.
Yeah.
So I think that really, that resonated with me a lot, like especially with, working my overnights, having, maybe the best hours at like 4 hours max of sleep, and like waking up with my daughter, being able to be present with my daughter. I have a goal for myself to at least teach her one new thing a day,
Oh,
and then showing up for work, making sure I'm 100% at work and still taking care of myself and then hitting the gym,
yeah.
and then it's on repeat every day. And like I think one time I had missed or I just felt really bad of being so tired and I wasn't as interactive with my daughter, and I had that conversation with Brooke and she was like, "You know what? Like, but look at what you did. Look at what you still got done. You still performed at work. Your daughter's still taken care of. She's clean, she's fed, your house is clean, you have a roof over your head." So definitely when she had said you're 100% every day, on different days looks different. Like I still take every day as a win. So I guess that could be something, or that is something, that definitely help with like the mindset piece too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that way you're not feeling bad, you're not beating yourself up.
Exactly.
It's just like
Yeah.
every day is, and it's 100% true. Like no matter who you are, your 100% every day looks a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just get everything done on that to-do list and you're just rocking and rolling. And sometimes there's other mental battles and there's other things that come up or you're tired or, like
Mm-hmm.
I've been feeling the same way, trying to get back into my routine and my rhythm. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, sometimes you just have those days where they're tougher and you
Right.
got to give yourself grace. You can't beat yourself up. Instead,
Right.
it's like, you know what? I'm having one of those days or there's more, fires coming my way. God is testing me and like it's all
Mm-hmm.
part of the plan. Like I believe that no matter what, I have faith that will work out and
Mm-hmm.
maybe just looks a little different today?
Right, right. Yeah. And then the series that I've kind of been keeping up with, he's Pastor Ron Carpenter. He has a 180 series, but he had a guest speaker, and his guest speaker has said, if we perform at the expectation that God has for us, we're a step closer to the plan that we have to achieve for him.
Oh,
So that really
like that.
that's deep, right? Like
Yeah, that's deep. That took me a minute. Yeah.
like yeah, when he said that I was like, I never thought of that, because when everybody prays, they're like, "Oh God, I need this, I need this, I need this." But it's like, look at what keys you have to the door that's already in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, like that key
Right.
that you already have, it's going to open that door. But
Yeah.
if you step through that door and you performed at what expectation, then repeating, if you perform at the expectation that you want God to have for you, that's a step closer to the plan that He has.
Yeah.
So
Love that. Oh,
definitely
makes
like
sense.
a big thing. Yeah.
Well, I love it, Alana. I mean, like, everything is coming together and it's only going to
Hmm.
keep coming together. Like, yeah, we got the holidays coming up. It's a different time. There'll be some different things to navigate, but it stays the same. You know, you give your
Yep.
100% every day, and that looks different sometimes. And we're just going to keep chugging away, keep, doing all the things and keep getting better, right? Like, I always tell folks, like, you got to keep pushing yourself and you got to keep, and as you are, it's like, how can I get a little bit better? How can I up the intensity here? How can I, be a little bit more, poignant and intentional and dialed in with this, or, how can I up the intensity with this other thing here? And that doesn't mean you don't have grace for yourself anymore, but
Right.
it's like that healthy critic. And there's a difference because it's tough to have, a lot of people have an unhealthy critic, right? Where it's like
Right.
so critical. But if, you can start getting that healthy critic and practicing her a little bit, that's how you just continue to keep pushing and leveling up more and more because you start to
Right.
put the standard for yourself through time and whatnot. So it's kind of the name of the game. We just keep chugging away and keep counting our wins. I mean, you're killing it.
Right.
We need more reviews for sure.
Oh, I know. Whenever I have like my check-ins or my training reviews and I'm done watching it, I'm like, I would not, I would have never thought like I would meet, I would meet Coach Brooke, and like I just never thought I'd be the person I am in the gym.
Oh,
Yeah, and like the day that Micah had came with me, I looked at him and I was like, that was a really good lift. And he was like, yeah, I don't think you've had a good day like that for like a while. And I was like, well, not that you've seen. Cause I'm in the gym when they're sleeping, and he's with our baby. So it was really good to like, have him kind of see what I go through, what Brooke kind of tortures me with. Like
I mean, that's so amazing. Like, Alana, keep holding on to that feeling, like that
Mhm.
feeling after you just crush your lift, you push so hard, you fight through the adversity, perform at a high level. And that feeling is what I chase. Like, that's why I
Right.
fell in love with fitness is back when I was 15, my parents were going through a super nasty divorce and, figuring
Mhm.
myself out as a teenager, getting older. And I was just like, started working out and I started like the feeling of pushing yourself so hard and being in control, getting stronger, then seeing like the physical change on top of that. It's like
Mhm.
you're that master of your own destiny and you're almost like manifesting your life as you're pushing through the hard things and you just feel so good after and I
Right.
it carries to the rest of your life, right? Like I truly know I wouldn't be where I am today without fitness at all. Like, cause like
Mhm.
that feeling, I love chasing it and it's the best.
Right.
It never gets old, and you have to, it doesn't just happen magically. You don't wake up and feel that way. You have to work for it. So, if you can fall in love with chasing that feeling and not that like
Mhm.
you're trying to run from anything, it's more of just, putting in the work, but
Right.
that's longevity. That's going to create you just to be like a snowball effect of, momentum and success.
Right, right, right. And it's a good snowball effect. Normally when people hear that, they freak out and they're like, "Oh no, like it's just problems on problems." But this is a change in perspective for that,
Yeah.
for sure. Hmm.
No, for sure. And I keep thinking about when I'm working out and when I'm, pushing through it, I think about my life. I think about positivity. I think about the things that I'm trying to create. I start believing, things that when I'm sitting, maybe I don't believe or, are big or crazy dreams, things like that. Like I start almost putting it out there and, talking to whoever, talking to God about it, talking to myself about it. And
Hmm.
that stuff starts to become your reality. Like if you do that every day and you're positive like that, like you take that into your other parts of your day, and then eventually, like things, good things just start happening. Like you're like, oh, how'd that happen? Because you're putting out so much good energy. It's just only natural that it's gonna come back
Right,
in some
right.
way, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But anyway, I'm excited. Cool. Yeah, but thanks for hopping on with me. I mean, I love all these wins 10 weeks in. We'll see where we're at in another 10 weeks. Okay.
Yes, of course.